Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Kareem. May we witness many more of it. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all our deeds, our supplications, and all as a perfect act of ibadah. Ramadan Kareem once again. So, for a couple of days now, I've been thinking of a perfect Ramadan gift for my little princess. Yes, I actually have a little baby girl of a year and 6 months old. So I've been thinking of a perfect Ramadan gift for her. So few hours ago, I came up with an idea of making her a prayer dress. It's actually an overhead hijab with lace sleeve. So this is the crepe material we're making use of. It's actually of one trouser.
And this is the lace material. Is actually a pieces I have left at home that I'll be using to combine with the crepe material. So if you are new, kindly subscribe and don't forget to click the notification button so as to be notified whenever I upload any of my videos. Now let's get down to work. So the first thing I'll be doing is to write out the required measurements, and here I'm making use of three main measurements: our length, I mean our gown length, then the wideness, how I want the dress to be free, and then the sleeve, I mean the length of the sleeve. Now for the length, I'm making the length to be 26 inches. Yes, a gown length is 26 inch. So now for the wideness, I'll prefer it to be 30 inch, the freeness of it to be 30 inch. So and our sleeve is 12 inch. So those are the three main measurements I'll be working with for it. So now, after folding into four four, yes, so for the length I'll be adding 4 inch. So here I'm cutting out 30 inch, so that is 26 inch for the length plus extra 4 inch. So that is what I marked out and cutting out here as well. Now to the open end, I will mark 1 inch. So this will serve as the shoulder slant and blend it to the center line as seen. So I'll cut it out. This will give me the shoulder slant. So from there, I'll mark down 7 inch. This will serve as the opening for the sleeve. And now don't forget I said the wideness is 30. So when you divide the 30 inch into it will give 7.5 inch. So I mark the 7.5 inch right from the down part of the gown to where the sleeve opening is. So I decided to go with the 30 inch because bust and hip measurement is actually 22 inch. So I added 8 inch to give me the 30 inch, which I use for the wideness. And now from the center line, I will mark her back. Her back is 4 inch. So from the 4 inch there, I will measure my sleeve, but I actually want the sleeve to have a pleat at the tip. So and the length of the sleeve will be 2 inch, so I need to subtract 2 inch from the sleeve length. So that is 12 inch minus 2, that will give me 30. So from where I marked the 4 inch, which is the back, I will then have to measure the 10 inch, which will give me the length of the sleeve. I don't know if I'm clear enough. So you first mark your back 4 inch. So from the 4 inch, then your sleeve length, but I'm deducting 2 inch, which I will later replace with pleats at the tip of the sleeve. So that is just what I'm doing there. So now, and the piece I cut out now is where my lace will be. So the next thing is just to fold and cut out the lace for it, just by simply placing the crepe on it and cutting it out. So that is set. That way, the next is to cut out the neckline. So for the neckline, I'm making the front to be 3" by 4", as in 3" for the wideness, while 4" for the depth. And for the back, 3" by 1.5", that is 3" for the wideness and 1.5" for the back. For the length, I mean 1.5" for the length. So that is what I'm marking and cutting out there. So I cut the back first and then to the front, 3" for the wideness, 4" for the depth. So with that, I'm done with the cutting of the neckline. And now to the hijab part. So the required measurement for the hijab is 12" for the front, for the length of the front, while 15" for the back. That is, I'm adding 3 to the back measurements, just as I'm cutting out there. The addition is just to the in case of when she makes ear. So generally, when cutting hijab, the back is usually longer than the front. So that is how you cut it. Then I notch the center. So here I'm cutting out the pieces that we use for the pleats of the sleeve. You remember I made mention of making it 2". So here I'm cutting out 5", so that when I fold, it will give me 2.5. So 2 for the sleeve, which 2" for the exact length I need, and ½ inch for the inseam allowance. And now to the cap. I'm making my cap 4" by 7" on 4 fold, such that when you open it up, the length will give you 14", and the 4" will be for the, can I call it, wideness. So that cap measurement is suitable for a year old till like 3 or 4 years. So that way, this is how you place it to the hijab, and then you sew it with that. So the next thing is to join the body of the dress at the shoulder. So after joining, the next is to measure. So after joining, the next is to measure the neckline round, so as to know what will make. So I think I have 12" there. I have 12" on foot. That is like 24. So now I need to go back to my hijab and then measure and mark out the 12" from there. I will then connect it up to where the head circumference is. So that way, with that will surely reduce your excess while joining your hijab to the body of the dress. So watch why I place the cap to the hijab. So after placing the cap to the hijab, the next is to join the hijab that way. So the next is to join it like that. So here I'm just trying to secure the neck parts of the hijab. I'm just trying to secure it by giving it some top stitches. So that is what I'm just trying to do there. So I will then notch the center of the hijab, and then I notch both front and back of the dress as well. So now to the joining of the hijab to the body of the dress, I will ensure the back of the hijab align with the back of the dress by placing the right face of each fabric together, by placing the right face of each fabrics together. So I'll then join up as shown. So with that, we've joined the hijab to the dress, and now to the joining of the sleeve. So I'll place the lace and the fabrics together as shown. Okay. I'll then cut out the excess fabrics I'm having. So the next thing is to give it the pleats. Remember when I was cutting the pieces for the pleat, I make it 5 inch. So I'm folding into two, which will give me 2.5. So the half for the inseam allowance and the two for the 2-inch sleeve needed. So here I'm doing the same for the second sleeve as well, by first placing the lace on it. By first placing the lace on the crepe material, then join to the body of the dress. I'll trim the excess fabrics I'm having as well, and then do the pleats for it also. So after then, the next thing is to sew both sides of it. Is to sew both sides of it by taking in just 1 inch at both sides. So with that, we are done. The next is to checkmate the length needed. Remember I said the gown length is 26, so here I'm having like even 2.5 inch extra, so I need to sew it in. I prefer to have excess being sewn in like that, as she's still growing, she's still a little girl, so that she'll be able to use it for a quite period of time. So that is what I'm doing there. With that, I think we are done with the overhead hoodie abaya, and here is the final look. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and kindly click the notification bell. Thank you. God bless you.